It's a beautiful day out here. Great. Hey. Welcome to Bring It Back. This week, I'm going to continue the Bring It Backyard series where we're making over our garden to be nice and beautiful and fun and just a great place to enjoy. You can see here, I've got buckets that I'm going to put into our composter, and I've also got some food scraps and some like other flowers and other things that we've collected in the house that I'm going to dump in there. I have not put it in view because it's kind of gross. It's like coffee grounds, banana peels, eggshells, like gross things when it's all mushed together. Fine individually, grossed all mushed together. So I will be sparing you for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and stick some of this stuff in here. And Adam did some gardening. There was a leaf over here that was like really large. Adam did some gardening this weekend, and by gardening I mean he mowed the lawn and put some of the lawn clippings in there, and it's already pretty full if you want to take a look. That's pretty big. That's large. Oh, don't look over there. Oh my god, that's the gross stuff on the bottom corner. Okay, but here, I'll do this thing. Oh, that's kind of a lot of stuff. We've already got some extra soil that we took when we planted, and we've got some backup soil here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the food scraps. While I'm filling up this composter, let's talk about the benefits of composting and why I'm spending my energy doing this. All of this information I'm about to share is coming from the Natural Resource Defense Council, so let's get into it. 1. Composting reduces waste. Food scraps and garden waste combined make up more than 28% of what we throw away, according to the EPA. Not only is food waste a significant burden on the environment, processing it is costly. 2. Composting cuts methane emissions from landfills. When compostable waste goes to a landfill, it's buried under massive amounts of other trash while cutting off a regular supply of oxygen from the decomposers. The waste then ends up undergoing an anaerobic decomposition, and biogas is created as a byproduct. Biogas is roughly 50% methane and 50% carbon dioxide, both of which are potent greenhouse gases. While most modern landfills have methane capture systems, these don't capture all of the gas, so according to EPA, landfills are the third largest source of human-generated methane emissions in the United States. The third benefit of composting is composting improves soil health. Compost comes from 3 primary nutrients needed by garden crops: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It also includes traces of other essential elements like calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. Instead of relying on synthetic fertilizers that contain harmful chemicals, composting offers organic alternative. The fourth benefit is composting conserves water. Research has shown that water retaining capacities of soil increase with the addition of organic matter. In fact, each 1% increase in soil organic matter helps soil hold 20,000 gallons more water per acre. In all transparency, I probably should have done more research about this. I think we all have the same general knowledge of composters, which is soil, grass clippings, and food scraps, and you give it a turn every once in a while. So I'm going to give it its first turn. It's all in there, and at some point either worms find it or you put worms in and that makes it soil. I know we've got some worms in the soil. I've seen them. But how do worms make more worms? That's not relevant. Okay, let's just turn it. And the fifth and final reason for composting is composting reduces personal food waste. The average American family of 4 throws out about $150 worth of food per month. The best way to reduce its impacts from food waste is to prevent waste from occurring in the first place. So there is a tool that the NRDC works. It's called the Save the Food campaign, and it helps educate consumers on how to shop, prepare, and store food to minimize waste. However, even if we do everything possible to decrease food waste, there's still going to be a bunch of food scraps that can't be consumed, like a banana peel or eggshells. So composting is a great way to reduce those discards instead of tossing them in the trash.
Okay, well, cool. Cool. We put stuff in there, now we wait. Very slow backyard makeover. But there's some other things in the works, so let's see what else we can do in the yard. Hey! So, I said we were going to plant today. We're going to plant today. This is what we're working with. I've got these guys. I don't know what they are called, but I took them from my mom's house, and essentially we'll just put the soil in here and then put seedlings, put the seeds, and we will create some things. Okay, so some other seeds that I've already planted and are doing very well at the moment are cornflower. The broccoli is not doing anything. And then the Pride of Barbados, the tomato, and marigold are doing well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 are doing well. Got some spinach that I definitely want to plant. Butternut squash. I'm not sure if this is a spring one, but I will try. Some more flowers. I'll put over here because this flower did not do well in this one, so I'm going to try it again. And then I've got some cantaloupe, more flowers, some lettuce, arugula, beans, more broccoli that I'm going to try. And then this one is another Pride of Barbados, and this one is a red yucca. So we're going to try these two. And I think we'll have quite a few. Well, I think we'll have enough for everything, so amazing. I'm going to do, this one's all going to be lettuce and greens. This one's going to be the beans and butternut squash. This one will be spinach, cantaloupe, and broccoli. And then this one's all going to be flowers. Woo! We have a plan! Oh my god! I was not ready for you. Okay. This is how you do it. Okay. Hey, Brian from the future here. While I am planting those seeds 2 days ago, it's honestly a little bit boring just watching me plant the seeds, and I'll let you know what seeds are what. But in the meantime, while that's happening, I'm going to gloss up these little guys. These are my vegetable markers that I'm going to put in my garden back there, and I just made these with some air dry clay that I had laying around and put them in the shape that I liked. So yeah, let's chat, let's fill some seeds, and let's gloss up these markers for the garden. It's all a work in progress, and sometimes it just doesn't happen linearly, but amazing. So let's go ahead and do this one first. While we're here making stuff for the garden, let's talk about the garden. And earlier I said that I definitely should have done more research on the composter. And I did do more research after I said that, after I put stuff in, and I realized that's crazy that I didn't even look to see what I should be doing for this composter. So I looked it up, and there should be a combination of greens and browns. And the greens can be grass clippings, but it should also be banana peels from your food, like that type of stuff, your coffee grounds for the nitrogen. First up, arugula. I want me to see how large you are. They're so small. I feel like I could put a bunch of you in here. And let's see. As I started looking up more things about composting, and like there's so many different things that you could do for composting, but I've chosen the barrel route because that's what was available to me. And I think we may have put too much soil in there to begin with because I can't turn it. So we're going to figure that out. And then the other thing I need to put in there is the browns that I was talking about. There's the greens and the browns. And the browns can be like cardboard, your toilet paper roll, your paper towel roll, the bags that you get at the grocery store, the brown bags. I don't see those as much anymore. There was a while when like that's all they would give you. I feel like you gotta go quick with this glaze. Maybe it's because I'm outside. It is a beautiful day outside, but it just is, it's acting funky. And these, I don't know, I don't think they're gonna last very long, to be honest, because they're a little bit cracked. This was my first attempt at it. I didn't even look up how vegetable markers are supposed to look. I just said, this is what they look like in my head. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's what we're doing. That's the arugula. Okay, next up is this giant Caesar lettuce.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
So I'm gonna do more of these because I really want this one.
I didn't think so.
Some of them, I just realized I put the Q backwards in squash. That's funny. How do you put the Q backwards? I don't know. I didn't do a great job on this, but I tried. I'm doing my best to start this garden at a low cost and to let other people know that they can do it themselves at a low cost. They don't need to go to Home Depot or a big box store and spend hundreds of dollars at one time. You can do this slowly and with what works for your budget. So I'm looking at local places to purchase plants, to purchase items for the garden and supplies to make my garden rich. I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace for local plants that other people who have a green thumb are able to grow and then provide to their community. Yeah, I just want to be able to make something nice while we've got this space. I'm not sure if you're on the same side of the internet as I am, but I've been reading and listening to a lot of people who are seeing the country deteriorate in front of our eyes. These are like Tic Tacs. And it's a little bit scary. It's scary every single day to see that the people that we've put in charge are funding people who do not have our best interest and would rather see us die than allow us to enjoy the fruits of our labor. And so it's been really disheartening to see the system that these people set up to just further push the working class into poverty. And honestly, at the moment, this morning, every single day, I'm feeling more and more hopeless. I'm feeling like I don't have a say in anything and I can't fix this major problem because the system has been set up long before I've been here, and I'm feeling powerless. I can go to marches, I can go to rallies, and I can sign petitions, and I can call on my legislators, but how does my voice and the voice of the thousands of other people that are doing this make a ripple when at the end of the day we're just up against billionaires' money? But then I continually go back to the same idea of why are we in this system? Why do we have to spend all of our money to fight for the things that we want other people to have? Like, why is there such a divide in my opinion, the good and evil? And then I came across this post on TikTok, which then was shared, which was a part of an article. And it's from chicksmag.com. And I've provided the link to that below. As I read it, it gave me some sort of hope that there was a way out of this system that we're in. And here are some snippets that struck a chord with me. Mainstream feminism has been focused on giving women more legal rights and more empowerment, with the assumption that the patriarchy will go away when more of us are CEOs and presidents. But it's clear now that the corporate feminist dream of being able to smash, lean in, or girl boss our way to the patriarchy is dead. It turns out we can't take down the patriarchy with the patriarchy. And that really struck a chord with me of like, yeah, why are we fighting this when we are oppressed and this is a problem for us? But then what are we going to do once we dismantle the patriarchy? We've got this entire system set up that benefits white cis men. So what do you do? So she suggests a matriarchy. And in her words, in a matriarchy, there is no hierarchy. There is only an inclusive circle where everyone's needs are met. And she describes it as sort of a circle of togetherness rather than a triangle of, I'm going to say, exploitation, because patriarchy gains power by exploiting the weak. She also says that patriarchy does a great job of disconnecting us from each other and the sacredness of life itself. It's about giving the least amount possible while receiving the most in return. But this is incongruent with the reciprocal laws inherent in nature.
I'm just gonna water and let these guys hang out in the sun for a little bit and enjoy being seeds. Okay.
The last thing that struck a chord with me is when she says, for all of his emphasis on winning, no one really wins in a patriarchy. Men are taught to disconnect themselves from their emotions, which creates deep pain. Even the ultra-rich, who enjoy luxury beyond measure, are disconnected from the joy of reciprocity and loving community. This is a tragedy and unenviable. The reality is that patriarchy doesn't allow anyone to live in liberation. So this got me thinking about myself, of course, because everything always revolves back to yourself. And how do you fit into this world, and how can you make an impact on this ever-changing planet? I've been trying to figure out what I want to say here and do here on this channel, and I continually plague myself with the thought of, but what if all I end up doing is women things, like gardening and sewing and cooking and just trying to make a home? everything that I've been told has been to not be a housewife. It's been to have a career and to be able to provide for yourself, because a majority of women throughout history have never been able to provide for themselves. And if they did not find a man, they ended up relying on their community to help them. But after reading this article, I've realized that it's okay to do matriarchal things, because these things, as women, have been in the pursuit of trying to win in this patriarchal world. We've lost the skills along the way that are these matriarchal things. I know a lot of women that were not taught by their family to cook or to sew or to plant a garden. A lot of what I know is from my grandparents, who taught me these things while I was spending time at their house while my parents were at their jobs, trying to make money and trying to have the career that they were told they needed in order to succeed in this patriarchal world. And something that I've realized lately is we've lost our sense of community in this world. I do think there are people that I could go to ask for a cup of sugar in my neighborhood, but nothing more. All that to say that I've had a hard time and an internal struggle coming to terms that all of these just girly things that I want to do are matriarchal, and I'm afraid that they're not going to get me far in this world. But do I want to go that far in this world? I would rather be unapologetically matriarchal in a matriarchal society where we give gifts rather than exchange for money. We provide to each other and have inclusivity and less individualism and more community. I want everyone to be able to make amazing gardens in their backyard and to have the space and time to enjoy life and the people around them. I think I need to stick to my gut. I know that I am happier doing this, and I know everybody would be happier doing this. So why not continue to do things that make you happy? And on that, I'm going to continue to do things that make me happy. This week, I went to an estate sale that had you fill a bag, and whatever clothes you get for $5. So I'm gonna upcycle. I'm gonna upcycle those clothes, and I'm gonna make them work for me. And we're gonna learn along the way the do's and don'ts. And again, nothing is ever a tutorial. I'm just trying things out here and figuring it out for myself, but I hope that it gives you some sort of hope. And if you're in this community, say hi and let me know what else you want to see, what your thoughts on a matriarchal society are, and what other things you think you can do to benefit your society for as little extra cost monetarily as you can. There's other costs like time, energy. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I thought this was going to go faster. I don't know why I thought that. I was like, I'm going to plant the seeds and then we're going to have flowers next week. I'm tired. I've been at this for 4 hours. I don't know who I am anymore, but I know that it's all gonna look amazing. I'm so excited to see what this looks like when it's all blooming. I also planted some pink lilies in the front of the house. I'm gonna keep these on the windowsill. Hey, I'm gonna go grab the other one, but so many things. It's so
much harder to do this than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I can grab this with one hand. So this guy, I did put holes at the bottom. I don't think you can see that I did that, but I put holes for drainage, just because I knew we would need that. Okay. Something's happening. I'm gonna finish cleaning this up, and then I'm gonna just sit down for a little bit. I'm tired. I've almost hit my walking goal for the day. I just noticed a pattern in the brick on our wall. Whoa, trippy. Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.